Now I want to bring in Jamie Rejent. He was volunteering in Poland, assisting Ukrainians at a train station back in 2022 when he actually met Ryan Wesley Routh. He says Routh was holding an American flag while being interviewed by a German television station. Jamie, thank you so much for joining me. I watched part of your interview with him, not only the American flag, but the Hawaiian lei he had around his neck, an ID around his neck. When I knew I was having you on the show, my first thought was, what in the world went through your head when you put two and two together? This is the guy that I interviewed as well.
Yeah, it was a little daunting, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, any red flags walking away from your conversation with him? Did he seem unhinged?
I don't know if I would use the word unhinged, maybe peculiar. When we were there, everybody was volunteering. And something that he was kind of doing, there was kind of a self-promotion going on with him, carrying the flag, and everything he was wearing was USA. And he was kind of searching to do interviews when really everybody was there to do work and volunteer. So he was a little off, I would say, in that sense.
Yeah. And I want to play part of your interview. Let's listen in to what Ryan Routh said to you on why he was in Poland headed to Ukraine.
Came to represent the USA, so I'm somewhat disappointed in the international civilian response to this crisis. I had anticipated that thousands of civilians from every country around the world would have flocked here to support the Ukrainians as civilians, to stand arm in arm with them. But it seems like only a handful of people have shown up.
Yeah, Jamie, if people couldn't make it out there, he said he was disappointed in the international civilian response. In your time with him, did he talk about Trump or against America specifically?
He never talked politics. Listen, he was very articulate. He was nice. He was kind. But there was something off in the sense that we were only 4 weeks into the war, and he was babbling about that kind of stuff. And I think, yes, people that were around him were looking at him going, where's all this coming from? But he never talked about the president, and he never really talked about left or right politics.
Okay, interesting. I do want to play another clip of your interview with him. Here he is talking about what he's going to do to help get Russia out of Ukraine.
Try to sign up for the Foreign Legion, but I think more importantly, if I can simply go to the center of Kyiv and set up my tent and occupy Ukraine and encourage other civilians to come and stand with me in the center of Kyiv with our flags and our tents and stay there for as long as it takes to get the Russians out of Ukraine, we need to stand with our brothers in Ukraine to show the international response. We need thousands of people from every country around the world to come to Kyiv and stand with us with our flags to show Putin that everybody is against this and that we're going to stay as long as it takes to get every Russian out of Ukraine.
Yeah, Jamie, I just find it interesting. He seems so concerned and preoccupied with this idea of good versus evil here, and can't differentiate that in what he's accused of over the weekend.
Yeah, well, in that interview at that time, that I just let him speak, and that's where he started to go off and babble. And that's where maybe people would say, is this guy a little unhinged? There's something off with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Jamie Rejent, thank you so much for joining me now.
You're welcome. Thank you for
I know
having
this
me.
must be a surreal moment for you.
Yes.
Former Secret Service. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.